I'm Mary Soika.
I'm Taylor Kane.
I am a senior.
I'm a senior at Lenabe High School.
And I am the Vice President of Asian Club. I am the President of Girls Ensemble.
I'm the President of Hero Club, the President of SAD, the Vice President of Women of the World. I have an internship.
I'm in NHS, I'm in Chem Club, and I am a member of the Girls Advisory Council at the Alice Paul Institute.
And I'm a member of the Girls Advisory Council at the Alice Paul Institute.
Girls Advisory Council is an extracurricular activity for girls. I like to kind of dress it up and say it's similar to Girl Scouts, except we do a lot more than Girl Scouts.
It's an organization that lets women, young girls, same age as me, around 8th grade to high school senior, to be able to talk about topics that would otherwise be non-existent in anyone's conversation.
When I first entered GAC, I actually found out about it through my one friend who's in my grade, and at that time I wasn't really sure if I identified with being a feminist because I thought about all the negative connotations it had, and I wasn't sure if that's what I want to be. But then after I joined GAC, I realized that being a feminist is just believing in equality. It's as simple as that. If you believe women and men are equal, then you are a feminist, and I feel like that's still a huge misconception that people think feminists are man haters or they think that women are better than men, but it's not like that at all.
At the meetings, the girls engage in different conversations and discussions about issues that girls and women face. And it's just an open and safe space for them to discuss, learn about different issues, and then hopefully take action within their own community. We also offer the girls leadership opportunities such as speaking parts in different events and also chances to go to different conferences and essentially just get out there. All the events allow the girls to interact with many different women and men in the community, where the girls can use those people as a person that they can network with, a mentor, someone that can help them get a job, go off to college, or just give them advice in terms of life.
Our girls are learning about what's happening in the US, but they're learning about girls internationally and some of the really hard issues that affect girls, everything from abuse to child marriage to female genital mutilation. And what I think Alice Paul would like about these programs is that we don't shy away from anything. We really do give Girls Advisory Council members a real knowledge of what's happening to women and girls today, but hopefully we also inspire them.
It's really good because GAC keeps me informed about things going on around the world. So we learn lessons about problems women have to face, and for example, our last one was about slavery and how it still exists in the forms of human trafficking, and that there's a lot of women and men that are trafficked all over the world, even the United States.
People just don't know about these things, and GAC opens up free discussion, free open discussion to these girls from around the community. It's not just Mount Laurel, where the Alice Paul Institute is located. A couple of years ago, we actually had a girl from Maryland drive hours to the GAC.
Girls Advisory Council currently has about 40 members, and when I started it only had a mere 8, and the girls kind of sat around a table, ate pretzels, looked at magazines, and it really had not much going for it. But after gaining a few girls, the word of GAC spread like wildfire. So we've gained most of our membership through word of mouth, and all of the girls have one common interest essentially, and it's feminism or gender equality. But at the same time, these girls are all very driven, and they all can come here and relate to one another in terms of issues that they might be having with their friends, things that are going on at school, interest in college, in extracurricular activities. And it's just a great environment for the girls to come and just talk and be girls and have a good time. And that's what I love about GAC, because it's a way that they can share their opinions on these things because they're not able to in school, and sometimes in a few cases not even at home. So it's a safe environment for them to just openly discuss issues that they're passionate about.
GAC is a place where I can feel safe and comfortable with expressing my ideas with a lot of other girls who feel the same way. I feel like GAC and school talking about feminism and equality, it's kind of different. Like GAC, I feel like I can express like my true feelings and everyone will support me and we're able to have a discussion about them because a lot of the girls feel the same way. GAC has also provided me with a lot of opportunities for volunteer work and speaking. For example, I spoke about the Equal Rights Amendment in Philadelphia in front of a lot of women legislators, so that was really cool.
So the Alice Paul Institute has a fundraiser called the Alice Paul Equality Awards, and every year GAC members interview honorees who have exemplified qualities of Alice Paul, who have been leaders and advocates of their profession. I was chosen to interview Lita Abel. She's the president and CEO of U.S. Lumber, a certified women and minority-owned company. And I only had a month to prepare for the Alice Paul Equality Awards, where I would introduce her to 300 men and women. I really connected with Lita Abel. She became a mentor to me because we connected. We're both Asian American. So she's from the Philippines, and I'm from China. And so we just connected on having to go back to our own respective cultures and being Asian American. It was just such a great learning experience to see how she has persevered through the obstacles. I keep in touch with her all the time. Every experience though at the Alice Paul Institute, not just interviewing an honoree at the Alice Paul Equality Awards. Every experience that you will have, meeting people, networking, socializing, having leadership experience, and collaborating with girls inside GAC, you learn something at every meeting. Every single meeting, you will gain something new for your own future.
So the special part about the Girls Advisory Council is that it's a girls leadership group that occurs within a National Historic Landmark that recognizes a famous woman. The Alice Paul Institute is a nonprofit within Paulsdale, and Paulsdale is Alice Stokes Paul's birthplace.
Alice Paul is somebody who is dedicated to this concept of ordinary equality. I think that most Americans don't know her, which is surprising because she is the true American hero. So most people know her because she helped women get the right to vote in 1920. She protested in front of the White House, she was arrested, and even went on hunger strike and was force-fed so that women get the right to vote. But most Americans don't know that she worked beyond 1920 for a series of women's legislation, or legislation that would affect women, including equal pay, citizenship rights, custody rights, property rights. So she really believed in this concept of equality and really wanted the Constitution to work, but she wanted it to work for both men and women of different races, classes, and ethnicities. The Girls Advisory Council is what we call the next generation of Alice Pauls. So our Girls Advisory Council, they learn about Alice Paul and hopefully celebrate her story, but they are the next generation of girl leaders or female leaders, which is what I think Alice Paul would want to see, carrying on the legacy for equality.
I was so shy. I couldn't step up and be a leader for anything. I couldn't volunteer. Talking in class was troubling. Even if I knew the answer, I couldn't speak because I was afraid of doing something wrong. And I had no self-confidence. But after GAC, through all the leadership experiences, learning about women, learning about new role models that I could have in my life, including Lita Abel, of course. My experience with working with people, communicating with others, that was always my problem, communication. GAC works on those life skills that you don't earn in school. Once I learned how to project my own voice, I was able to stand with my friend and become an executive in Asian Club.
All of the girls are so motivated in one direction for a common goal within themselves as a group, but also personally. And I really think that even though they're very driven by their goals, that to not limit themselves with just that one goal. They're all very smart, intelligent, personable young women, and they have, the world is their oyster, and they have a lot of opportunities ahead of them.
Alice Paul is our role model, and every time I look at our GAC girls, I see the next president, the next CEO, the next Alice Paul, and that's how we know that we're doing some really good work here at the Alice Paul Institute.
So I'm going to the George Washington University in the fall, and I'm majoring in political communication and minoring in human services and social justice and women's studies. So I want to do something in government relations, and then eventually I want to be the CEO of an international nonprofit. I want to get older, so those are my plans for the future.
So I want to go into the engineering field. I'm not sure exactly what. RCBC has an engineering program, and that's what I'm hoping to do. I can get introduced to the basics of engineering. It's just so remarkable. It's kind of like you always want to progress, right? So when you build things, you progress, and you make things more efficient for your own standard of living or someone else's. So it's kind of like GAC, where you're developing, you're progressing, you're learning. So I'm just going to be learning about engineering, and I'm going to be building new things for people to use.
Advocacy,
Activism.
encouragement,
Hope,
knowledge,
Confidence,
strength,
leadership,
education,
bravery,
fearlessness,
possibilities,
motivational,
life-changing,
courage,
empowerment, equality,
networking,
involvement,
opportunity,
eye-opening,
inspiring,
understanding,
empowering,
a place where I belong.